You only ever known. Y'all the main ones I'm watching on my throne. Created everything, but I called you my own. That land I gave you, put my name on it, my home. Yeah, that's my home. Israel, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. I made a promise, can't nobody take it. I chose to put you above all the nations. Out of your graves, I chose to awaken. We made a covenant, don't you forsake it. Come get protected while they going crazy. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. Israel, my firstborn, my baby. I woke you up in your land of captivity. I do not change, I want you to remember me. Laws and commandments, I gave you the remedy. Go read the testimonies for your memory. I sent them prophets, but you wasn't hearing me. I come to you if you really come near to me. I heard your cry.
When I first came here, you know, what? America was spoiling me. Yeah, all of these things. But what I noticed that it was doing, it was causing us to receive a doctrine that doesn't come from this book. Because if you remember those series, it was full of those kind of things going on there, huh? All right, and so let's quickly go back, if you please. Let's go back. Now, notice we did all that just to deal with the word synagogue. And so read verse 1 again, sir. Mark 3 and 1.
Mark 3 and 1.
Go on.
And he entered again into the synagogue,
Go on.
and there was a man there which had a withered hand.
Which had a withered hand. All right, now the withered hand goes into a number of things, but I don't want to touch that just yet. But read on, verse 2.
And they watched him, whether he would heal him on the Sabbath day.
Whether he would do what?
Heal him on the Sabbath day.
Whether he would heal him on the Sabbath day. Quickly, run to, same book, run to 13 and 4, please. No, Luke, I meant Luke. Luke 13 and 4. Slide, yeah. Luke 13 and 4.
St. Luke 13, 4.
14. Luke 13, 14. Slide.
Yes, sir.
Let's read.
Luke 13, 14.
Right, let's read.
And the ruler of the synagogue.
Ruler what?
Ruler of the synagogue.
Right, so the head man in charge there, go on.
Answered with indignation.
Go on.
Because that Yahushua had healed on the Shabbat day.
Go on.
And said unto the people, there are 6 days in which men ought to work. In them therefore come and be healed. And not on the Sabbath day.
All right, now can somebody explain that to me? Real quick. Explain that to me. How does that, why is that? What was the purpose of that statement there? Remember, it relates to where we are in Mark, but this just gives us a more fuller understanding of what was going on there. What was the purpose there? Anyone? 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 What is the purpose of that? This? Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Because they felt like Yahushua was out of order for healing someone on the Sabbath day.
Okay.
In their minds, in their religious minds, they feel like you shouldn't do anything, no healing, no nothing on the Sabbath day.
Why did they do that? Why? What was it significant of? It's in the text there. What was it significant of?
Because of the hands.
Because, well, no, the hand was just the tool for the example. But what was the significance? Yes, sir.
Bishop, because they wanted to trap him, like trap him in a way to say that he's breaking the law.
Yeah, yes, they did. They definitely did want to do that. But what was the main word on display here? Yes, sir.
Basically, they thought it was work.
That's it. Let's go back. Go back and read it again. So 14. The
Yes,
rulers
sir.
of the synagogue.
The ruler of the synagogue answered with indignation,
Read.
because that Yahushua had healed on the Sabbath day,
Go on.
and said unto the people,
Right.
there are 6 days in which men ought to work. In them, therefore, come and be healed.
Right. Now, what they have missed out. What if your brother calls you now and needs your help? Are you not going to go and help him or her? You're going to go and help them, right? Right. Because this is my brethren. Be it male or female, it's my brethren. So they need my help at this point. I'm going to go and help them. Because who else is supposed to help them but brethren? Huh? What's the purpose behind that? He was trying to teach them that the Sabbath was what? Is the Sabbath made for man, or is man made for the Sabbath? Think about it. Is the Sabbath made for man, or is man made for the Sabbath? Think about it, because it's easy to confuse it. Is man made for the Sabbath, or is Sabbath made for the man? Anyone? Yes, ma'am? Sabbath is made for the man. Right? We are not made for this day. This day is made for us. Right? If you remember that, then you'll get things in perspective. Because there are still things on the Sabbath that we have to do. I remember years ago when we started to get more intricately into the habits and operations of the Sabbath, it caused some confusion. And I used to sit there and listen. And sometimes you could hear out of some of the brothers, they were eager and they were passionate, but they were eager and they were passionately wrong. Because we have to understand, that's why that book that I mentioned the other day, if you get yourself a copy and you read it, I promise you, it will enlighten you. It's one of those that have been around for a long, long time. It answers the question. Now, when we see that now, it speaks of 7 days man ought to work. Now, watch this to show you the hypocrisy. The ones who are running their mouth here. What if their little girl dropped and fainted in a very critical situation? What do you think they're going to do? And let's say we understand what resuscitation is. That's work, isn't it? So what are you going to do? I can't work, so I'm gonna leave her. You won't do that. Especially when you know it's as simple as me just resuscitating her. Can't? That's why Yahushua was making the statements that he's made throughout all of these synoptic gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It's because he saw the hypocrisy of the other group. Now, I'll show you why in just a moment. Let's drop that. Let's get back. And so what we see here in verse 2, read it one more time. So chapter 3 and verse 2, Mark.
Mark 3 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And they watched him, whether he would heal him on the Shabbat day.
See, they were watching. Why? Because they were looking for means to entrap him. Everybody got that? Now, to accuse him. All right. Read verse 3, sir.
In verse 3, and he said unto the man which had the withered hand, stand forward. And he said unto them, is it lawful to do good on the Shabbat day?
All right, drop that for a moment. Run to Deuteronomy chapter 23. Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 25.
Deuteronomy 23 and 25. When thou comest into the standing corn of thy neighbor, then thou mayest pluck the ears with thine hand.
Go on.
But thou shalt not move a sickle unto thy neighbor's standing corn.
Right. So, do we understand that? Now remember that there are laws. The law that you just read there comes under what's called human relations, basically. And it runs from verse 15. Go back to verse 15, sir. Read it just briefly.
Verse 15. Thou shalt not deliver unto his master the servant which is escaped from his master unto thee.
Right, so from 15 all the way down to 25, that's dealing with the human relations, the laws of human relations. Verse 1 of 24 now deals with domestic relations. And that runs all the way down to verse 13. You see? So there are laws all the way through the Deuteronomic canonization. Now, what I want to do is to take you back now. Let's read verse 3 back in Mark.
St. Mark 3 and 3.
Go on.
And he said unto the man which had the withered hand, stand forth. And he said unto them, is it lawful to do good on the Shabbat day, or to do evil to save life, or to kill? But they held their peace.
Because they didn't want to answer it. They were condemned. In other words, let me just kind of break it out openly as to what Yahweh said. If a man came with a knife to kill you, what are you going to do? Let him kill you? Or are you going to fight back? And the possibility that you may have to kill him. What I want you to see is how they try to use the law to entrap and to give people or put people in what's called strongholds. That's the main reason why you find today the so-called church has this view that the laws don't stand. Now, let's prove that for a moment. They have today what's called two testaments in the scriptures, right? They have one that's called what? What's the first one called? And what they call the new one? I told you. They call it the New Testament, which is the new law. Look at what they're trying to do. They're trying to make you think, because of how that's what you've heard me say for years. The truth is, we have to get into a habit of not using that word Old and New Testament. Because this is how they've trained us to think that because it's old, that those laws have been done away. We don't operate. We operate by the new laws. And that's why our people are in the same entrapment as all the other nations, because they've been pushing it and we've ridden along with them. We don't operate like that. The whole book is the whole book. There is no old and new unless it's mentioned to describe a particular section of it. But all of the laws do stand. They never have not ceased to stand. In fact, there's one scripture that says it's forever. Right? So how all of a sudden now you're going to act like you can't use the law? So let's keep going.
Verse 5, Mark,
read 4 again.
Mark 3 and 4. And he said unto them, Is it lawful to do good?
Is it lawful to do good? And how say you in this room? Yes, it is. It's lawful to do good. Now, we see a sister, one of our sisters, on the side of the road with her car. It's blocking traffic. What do we do? You know, sucks to be you because it's the Sabbath. We don't do that, right? We pull over and we get to working to push her car over to the side, right? Are you seeing this? So that's how I'm sorry. That's how that works. Right? And so here it says, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath days? Answer, yes. Or to do evil. What is evil? Drive by her, leave her there struggling. That's evil. And then it says to what?
To save life or to kill.
Or to kill, if you happen to be in that situation. This is how they entrapped us with the laws. Now read on, verse 5, come on.
Verse 5. And when he had looked around about on them with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts.
Notice he was upset now because he saw that they were using the laws as a means of entrapment. They can get you in a situation. And by the way, they're going to